Buenas tardes a todos están mirando y escuchando. Hoy estamos buceando, explorando un sitio suroeste de la costa de Puerto Rico.
Want to get another move in too?
Yeah.
En una cuesta.
Yeah.
Se llama Jaguey. Y vamos a caracterizar los corales y esponjas en aguas profundas y también los peces.
Yeah, like a move, same as last.
Vimos
Range
muchas
20 meters,
de mar,
bearing 055
como
degrees, speed decimal 2.
estrella en el medio de la pantalla.
Good copy, thanks.
Y vimos corales blandos como coral bambú y también aguavivas. Saludos a todos los estudiantes de Academia del Perpetuo Socorro en San Juan, Puerto Rico. Saludos. Y todos están en el ecoexploratorio en San Juan también. Buenas tardes.
We're going to snap on them, pilot.
Go ahead.
Y todos están escuchando y mirando. Es un pepino de mar.
Same species as before.
Okay. Come on.
Ahora la profundidad es 2.756 metros. Y vamos a subir a 2.485 metros.
Is it a fish?
It could be.
Okay.
There's something to the bottom left.
Go ahead as you need to, video. What is that?
I'm not sure what that is.
Just discoloration?
Yeah, it's like a
Maybe
leaf or something.
maybe
It's
it's
a Holothurian, isn't it?
yeah, maybe it's
No, it's not Holothurian.
I think
Maybe
it's
some trash?
plastic.
Plastic,
Yeah,
yeah.
I think it's trash.
Oh. I thought that stick was its intestines.
Surprising how much debris. I mean, we're 24, 26 miles off the coast, and we're seeing a lot of debris and just first
Oh, you're trying to get her
half
to
an
turn
hour
out here?
of this dive. And many people believe that, you know, these habitats that are, I believe there's a fish to the, is that something floating above the sea?
Yeah.
Yeah, to the right
Oh.
of the snap zoom.
Go ahead, video.
Looks like ophidiform, but I'm not sure. But I'm not sure if we've seen this fish species before. We're pretty deep still, or at 2,700 meters.
Move complete, thanks, Bridge. 19. Steer should start feeling that move.
Copy that.
Got any more video?
This is a little bit darker in coloration from what we were seeing yesterday. They have this, and you can kind of see they have these small pelvic fins near their throat. You can kind of see it underneath the fish.
It's a different piece of that plastic.
Looking down, 4-2.
Copilot, do you have a second?
Yes, what do you need?
Turn the bender off. So page on D2, it's page 3. Yeah, DC ground fault monitor.
Are we good here, watch it?
Yeah,
Yes,
hit
that's
that.
Okay,
good.
turn it
Thank
on.
you.
Yeah.
Come on out. Video.
Coming on.
So today's dive is of one of the deepest dives we will be doing in the Caribbean basin, maybe the deepest.
Ooh, you're getting a hard return ahead.
Yeah,
Looks
starting
like
to get a good
something's in
return
the
on Sirius.
upper left.
When that move finish?
Move was done in 19, which
Okay.
means Sirius probably started swinging 2 minutes ago. So Sirius probably has 2 to 3 minutes left to swing.
So far on this dive, we've been seeing a lot of sea stars. And
We can actually
a
turn
couple
towards that for
bamboo
the next move,
corals,
too.
Works for me.
dandelion,
that Sirius return?
siphonophore,
Just slightly starboard.
Yep.
Understood.
some glass sponges.
090.
You turn that bender back on. Copilot.
Coming on.
So today we're exploring this really unique feature off the southwest coast of Puerto Rico. It's this pretty steep ridge. Oh, there's something, a shrimp, maybe?
Yeah, there's a shrimp out there. Would you like to zoom on it?
Sure.
Okay. Go ahead, video.
This is one of those swimming shrimps. Arista shrimp. We saw one earlier in the dive.
Okay, come wide, video. You want to start lining up on that?
We'll do all swing over.
Yep.
Coming to starboard.
It looks like there's
How do you feel about another 10-meter move that direction, though?
Is it that dark spot up
we
there?
might be
Yeah, I
reaching
don't-
some
I
hard
just think I
ground.
can't quite reach it.
Yeah, that's where it is, though.
Yeah, you want another 10-meter?
10, what?
Or 15, I guess.
70
How-
degrees?
You said 19 was when that one finished?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's get 15. Actually, yeah, 15.
15 meters?
Yep.
Alright. And then you want to go 070? Looks like?
Maybe 075 or
Yeah, it's
080.
Coming up to hard
75.
substrate.
Bridge is ROV now.
Sorry, what was that video?
Coming up to hard substrate.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're going to make our move
They
that
can
way
move
towards
15 meters, bearing 075 degrees, speed decimal 2.
Oh, yeah. See you in the Sirius view.
Good
Yep.
copy. Thanks, Bridge.
There we go. Now we got something coming.
So it looks like we might be approaching some hard ground. Now what Steve has been saying before is that, you know, these areas where there is hard ground, we're seeing this high diversity of organisms, such like sponges and corals, bryozoans.
You can give me a little bit of tether as well. I know you don't have too much, but
See that again?
you can come down a little bit.
Yep. Coming down.
And we're moving towards this watch leads. I
Okay.
don't know if I'm going to be able to reach it right this second, but we should very shortly.
Okay, sounds good.
You should have enough tether.
I can already see something on it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, give me some more.
Coming down.
All right. Should we just take a look at this first, watch leads?
Yes, can we do a snap zoom?
Sure. Let me just get a little closer for the lighting. Okay, video.
That looks like one of these Persingid sea stars. We saw these on a couple previous dives. Es una estrella de mar.
Okay.
From afar, it looks like a crinoid because the arms are so serrated. Looks very similar. Looks like
I'll
they're...
strafe this little outcrop here, and if you see something, let me know.
Okay. Looks like some more glass sponges and a lot of like woody debris.
Is that full wide video? Perfect. That move's complete, right?
Yeah, just completed.
So there's not too much growth on these
ago.
rocks.
Okay.
There's quite a bit of sediment drape.
Move complete. Next bridge. Bridge confirms. Move is complete.
Can we do a zoom on this debris that's on the rock just to get an idea of what
Sure,
it could
go
be?
ahead, video. You're talking about right in front of us, right?
Yeah, right in front.
Yeah.
It's like a lot of branches from something. It's like a sponge, a couple sponges.
You can start coming up too on the winch.
Coming up.
Got a little squat lobster up there.
I'm thinking we go up and over this rock, and then once we're done with it, obviously, and then maybe we can rock hop the way.
Oh, you think there's another one?
Yeah, maybe.
Starting to get some pings from behind it. Hard to tell though.
Those are just echoes.
Hmm?
Are you talking about these down here?
No, I'm talking
Oh,
about
yeah.
behind it.
Yep.
This looks like another glass sponge. Es una esponja de vidrio.
I'm going to start coming up a little bit.
Copy that.
So you can go ahead and come up some.
On my way
Actually, yeah, go ahead and give me about 16 delta right now.
up. Yep, moving up.
So the last rock outcrop that we
This is full wide again
approached.
video, right?
Had a couple cup corals on it.
Oh, thank you.
Also, some branching bamboo corals, a lot of sponges.
Unfortunately, no
This
loose
seems a little
rocks. I
bit
don't see.
more
Do you guys see
sediment on
anything?
these rocks.
16.
Thank you.
With a lot of this kind of debris. There's something branching right close to the middle.
To the left?
To the left, yeah. Can you snap zoom?
Sure. Just go ahead on in video.
It's just
More debris.
some more debris.
Okay. Come on out. Full wide.
Oh, there's something branching to the left. I think it's an enemy.
Oh,
Right,
right
yeah,
there.
the bottom. Yeah, it's really
Did not even see
camouflaged.
that, yeah. Coming back in video.
You also have a white plastic thing up above, I believe. Oh, it's poking
this-
out.
Snowfall here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's rolling now.
Yeah,
This
it's
looks
like,
like it could be an
organic debris.
anemone, but I don't see the inner ring of tentacles just yet.
I barely touched that wall, and all that fell off. So you can see how light.
How much
The
more of
current
that
is-
move do we have?
Should be about done. I think you should have started swinging 15 meters at 27, so 4
Okay.
minutes
You
ago.
can go ahead and tail down
So
now.
it should be,
Yeah, I'm
you
trying
should be
to
settling out.
copy that.
I think the rock goes higher to the starboard side a little bit. See that? We can see it on his lights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For those who are watching,
want me
if
to
you
take a
want
quick
to,
look
we're
up?
going up pretty steeply, and you can
If you
see
want, you
this
can. Go for it.
nicely in
Look it up.
Sirius.
There you go.
I'm just going to get a general overview of it real quick.
It's pretty serious.
Wow. Just came out of nowhere.
Wow. It's
Wow, it's really steep.
we got some climbing to do.
Yeah, I think we'll stick here for a little bit.
Okay, back on you.
After that. All right, well, let's get close to it and find some stuff.
Yeah, it
Go with
seems
the
like a
bigger
lot
delta
of
so you
these.
can stretch out the
It's a
tether
lot
a
of
bit.
small
We're both
stuff that
moving
are
up.
camouflaged.
Sorry, what was that, Watch Leads?
I know. I was just saying that it seems like there's a lot of small
Oh, yeah.
animals on these rocks that are camouflaged.
Yeah, I'll get us a lot closer here. Just
Yeah,
keep an eye on
this
my
is a-
swing arms here, guys.
This is a
Gotcha.
huge feature. Like,
Yeah.
you're looking at like,
Wouldn't be a bad idea to drop a target.
yeah, it's like what would you call this? How many meters would you call this, Lars?
Let's do a quick zoom
large.
here, video. There's something in the center.
Large.
Yeah, this looks
Oh,
like
it's
a.
sarcasm.
I
Okay.
can't tell how tall it
glass
is because I
sponge.
don't have bottom lock.
Okay.
We've been seeing this. This is one of the most common animals on this dive so far. These glass sponges.
Come out, video.
Might be slightly overhung, judging by light. Andy, let's see that.
Copy that.
Yeah.
I'm going to tilt my camera up.
Switch it back.
Oh.
Yeah.
Supposedly there's something reddish and brown to the upper left
So your
of the
starboard
sponge.
upper.
Yeah, be careful with your starboard
Starboard upper.
lights.
Yeah. There you go.
There's a stalk
There we go.
sponge.
Sorry, what was that, Watch Leads?
No, that's okay. We could
Okay.
we could move on. But there's something small and branching right in the middle of the screen.
Okay.
Can we snap zoom? I think it's a small sponge.
Why don't you bring my lowers in just a
Copy
little
that.
bit? Not all the way, but a little bit.
Also, it looks like right over here, there's the corner. I don't know if that would be an interesting
Yeah, I'll take a
view
look.
both sides.
Can we zoom in my sonar?
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
Gotcha
really-
video.
Caught
Where
me.
are we looking though?
It's right in the
right in the
middle of
middle.
the screen.
Oh,
it's
go ahead
kind
and
of
then-
bending down, yeah.
I did not even see that.
No.
It's a little stalked sponge.
Oh, it's like the
Ah.
tiniest stock small glass sponge. It's very small.
How's that look with the light?
Okay, that's good, pilot. Thank you.
Slightly more.
More
Yep.
inboard?
Or not inboard, but stowed.
Oh,
Yeah, it's fully outboard stowed.
gotcha. Still inboard.
Wow, look at that thing.
Yeah, it's huge.
I'm actually going to tilt up and take a peek. I'm going to come back a little bit. Just make sure. Keep an eye on my tether there.
Yeah, this is a huge rock face. With a nice sharp.
Oh, wow.
On Sirius view, you can see how tall it is. It's actually going off screen on Sirius's view.
Wow.
So tall.
Okay.
There's something branching to the left. when you
Down
get
at
a
our level?
chance.
Or up a bit?
Just up. It's now in
Oh,
the
okay.
middle of the screen.
Sure, yeah. Let me come down to level and I can rise up there.
It's pretty cool ring of dust you just made on the face.
Yeah, I wanted to get back from it. Check everything out real quick. I think they were talking about the one that was still up a ways.
Yeah,
Right.
just keep going out.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so I can start to see behind it now. I think we're getting near the top.
Oh,
Copy
okay.
that.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
There's a huge branch thing on
Wow.
the very edge. I don't know if
Hey.
you can see that.
Did we zoom in on it? Oh. Pilot, this is watch lead.
Go ahead, watch the
To the lower left, just outside of the screen, there was something pink.
to the lower left. Okay. Let me come back down.
Just outside of the screen to your left. Probably at about 7 o'clock. Yeah, there it goes. I think that's a sea star on the end of a stalk.
Oh, right there. Okay.
Yeah. Or maybe it might be a stalked crinoid, I'm not sure.
Okay, let's start coming in slowly here, video. Again, if you guys would just keep an eye on those swing arms for me.
Yep.
Yeah.
Watching.
What is that? Oh, you know what that is? That's a really weird looking. It reminds me actually of a benthic ctenophore, or maybe some sort of gelatinous plankton that might have gotten stuck on the end of this stick.
So it's a water column species?
Yeah, hi Steve, Scott France. I was going to say this is a ctenophore. This looks a lot like ones that we've seen in shallower water around Hawaii, although they were orange in color, but much, much larger than the ones that we often see on the sponges.
Yeah.
Yeah. A closer look at this would be good, just to see if those lobes that are dancing off to the right there are the tentacle sheets
Go ahead and
where
video.
the sort of fishing line would be released from.
Yeah, all right. I've never seen one like this before. It's very low bait. It has a lot of.
Yeah,
You're asking
I
a
would
lot
say
here,
that's
video.
definitely what this
I'm
is.
going to give it to you.
Platytended ctenophore, so benthic ctenophore.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Yeah, I haven't seen this morphology with the kind of frilly tentacle sheaths there.
Yeah, it's absolutely huge, actually, compared to the smaller benthic ctenophores we were seeing in the Pacific. I don't see any.
Yeah, there is a species that we see in the Pacific that is this size, that's orange, but not quite as frilly around the sides.
Yeah. I don't see any lures or any of the fishing line that it usually feeds out of its body, but
Yeah, you see those white lines not the creamy ones, but there are two white lines kind of in the middle of those flapping lobes.
Yep.
That's the quotes fishing line, those long
Yep.
tentacles that have been retracted. They can retract them and then release them, and they often take on that white appearance.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, they do have the ability to retract them rather quickly, so I guess we missed that one, but it's good to document this. This is a really interesting observation. All right, pilot, I think that's satisfactory.
If you go starboard to the edge of this,
Yep.
there's a very large spiral
Okay.
stock
We're going to kind of
thing.
go over to the edge here, watch it, and check it out. Copilot saw a large stock
Okay.
right at the edge of this.
That sounds great.
Yeah, it's up a little bit. You can start seeing in my camera view now.
Oh, I see it. Okay. Wow. Nice spot. We full wide video?
Oh, yeah.
Roger.
Just looking in the Sirius camera now, I can see what you're
thank you.
talking about.
I'm gonna have to flip
Rather
for this
large
one.
fan
This is a big
or
feature.
something, or large
This is,
stock.
this is impressive.
It's very sharp. Big rock.
I think it's above you. Yeah,
Give me
you
a
can start
second
to see
video
it.
because I'm going to have to stabilize with this sheer face here and a change of...
Can I range your sun around,
Currents.
Andy, just to see it?
Yeah, go for
Oh,
it.
wow.
Just want to see how far it goes to the starboard.
I'm sure I'm going to have a different time in the water column here.
Okay.
Just to remind everyone at home, we're at a depth
Wow.
of 2,735 meters right now.
Kind of reminds me of an iridicord.
So yes, this... I heard some whispers from
Go
the
ahead.
front row. I think you're spot on.
Go ahead, video.
I think
How's our
this is
navigator?
Iridogorgia. Probably Iridogorgia magnispiralis. A little bit different from the other Iridogorgia
let me know if I'm
species
floating
we were
away, okay?
seeing
Copy that.
quite a
I'll keep an
bit
eye on it.
earlier on in this expedition. This is a Chrysogorgia octocoral. And we usually see them on features like this, typically on very intense slopes, sometimes just hanging straight off the wall as this one is doing right now. But we can see
Looks like
some
you're
small
moving into the wall.
mysid shrimp or
that's what I
shrimp
was trying to do.
species
Thank you. Yeah,
Cover
keep
it.
me posted on that.
right here
Just trying to get him a good
in the background.
video.
Getting a zoom on the polyps right now.
Oh, it's sucking me in.
And before we go, pilot, just to get a good estimation of, if we can try to get the lasers,
Oh, we absolutely can.
yeah, on the colony or
Try to
somewhere
get
near.
a whole colony view there.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Let's see. We should get a good view on this fan right here.
It's
Oh,
fantastic
kinda. Yeah, you can kind of see.
specimen. Beautiful. Yeah. So those lasers are about 10 centimeters, and I would say those coils, or that coil that the lasers are most close to right now, is probably in excess of 30 centimeters. So I would say this colony is at least a meter or 2 meters long from the base to the tip, which is a decent size for this genus.
Wow.
It's fascinating.
It might be worth putting now that the world's largest known or tallest known octocoral is in the genus Iridogorgia.
Right. Yeah, I think that was off either Hawaii or the Northwest Hawaiian Islands. I think it was measured
gonna
at
come
somewhere
around
like 9 meters.
Copy that.
I have the paper. I can reference it, but
Remember, it was 9 meters, but certainly at least 7 meters. And yes, you are correct. Up in the central North Pacific.
Video's going to be swapping out.
Copy that. Thank you, Bob.
Thanks. Nice work, video. Okay, watchers, are we, is it okay if I come off of there?
that's
There's something back in
Yeah.
the back here.
5.7 meters, so I guess we're telling fishing stories.
And video, when you get a chance, let's do a zoom here.
Yeah, you got a fish?
Yep.
Thanks for that quick reference. I know that, oh, there is a fish there. Way off in the distance, but we're trying to get lasers on it right now. looks different from some of the fishes we've seen lately.
Unfortunately, he does not want to stay at a level with us.
Hey, Roland.
5.7 meters, okay. So,
Hello.
I don't know. I think he's.
I know we observed one from the Phoenix Islands on our
yeah.
expedition last year in March of 2017 that was, I think, measured in at least 3 meters, so they
I
get
didn't
quite
hear you,
large.
what?
This is one of the largest ones I've seen in the Atlantic myself.
I got you now. Video. You're a little soft.
Look at that sonar.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Look at that! Look at that face.
Looks like someone just took a knife and like cut it
Yeah.
straight down.
Well, actually, I don't know if you can see our sonar return, but we have a really good cut of this rock.
Yeah. Is the sonar going out in the quad view?
I don't know.
'Cause that would be nice to
yeah.
show.
I believe it is.
It is?
It's
Okay.
on the quad view.
So on channel 3 on the quad view, there's a sonar return of this feature. It's particularly striking.
I'll start heading in so we can see some detailed view again. Watch this as well.
That's great.
I've made it full screen on stream 3 now.
Okay, so the sonar is now full screen. Stream 3. Get a good look at how steep and intense the return is and how angular some of these corners are.
Wow, this just goes. This is big.
So we're still seeing some attached sponges and some encrusting sponges, as well as some what looks to be some mucus sacs or debris of some type on the wall.
When we get to the top, you might want to swing back over to where you started. Poke out a little
Can we
bit. and
snap
get an
zoom on the
altitude,
center screen
see
now,
how tall it
on
is.
that white blob?
Go ahead, video. This is a glass sponge again.
This is a glass sponge that we have been seeing lately. This one looks a little bit different.
Got a very cool opening on the top.
Yeah, I would say it's definitely a glass sponge. There looks to be something inside of it. Can't quite tell what it is, though.
Max zoom.
If I had to guess, I would say it's probably a polychaete. We've noticed polychaete worms have been associated with these sponges. Thanks, pilot.
So now, if you want to do a quick test, let me know where the ship would go if we lose power and what we'd need to do.
Current's low. Wind would blow us back. You just want to haul in, and if you have time, you can spin serials to start with.
So it's going to go directly back, so I can
Pretty
swing
much.
into this.
No, ship would come aft.
Okay.
So directly away from this. Basically, inverse of serials is heading.
But I would come right along there, so I would definitely need to come back, turn,
Yeah.
and push out.
Yeah.
See a fish in Sirius's view. It's left of your
So we're
current view.
diving on a
It's
rather
still
steep
up.
Okay, we'll see if
feature.
we can get the
Apparently,
reference between the two.
we planned to dive last night to explore
Pretty
a deep water spur off of the southwestern end of Puerto Rico. This
Probably have to
feature is
tilt your
called
camera
the
up to see it.
Jaguey Spur.
It's right
We're
by
diving
your,
on a ridge of that
headlights.
spur. Pilot at kind of like 7 o'clock position, just below, like on the at border of the screen, on the border of the frame. There seems to be a fan-shaped structure. Now it's 6 o'clock,
Fish is
6
above you.
o'clock. Oh, right here.
right on the bottom. Yeah, there you go.
Yep, I'll get a side view of it, so we can actually
Watch your
A
light
couple
bars
of
on your
things here
port
that
side.
are coming into the view that
Should be fine.
we'll try and get better zooms on for shoreside folks. There's a lot here, but it seems to be pretty small, with the exception of that Iridogorgia we just saw.
come on in video.
We're zooming in right now on
I'm going to sneak in a little bit.
type of coral we
Fine on the
suspect.
swing arms right now.
This
Partial.
looks to be an octocoral from a distance. At least the polyps have that shape, but we'll get a closer look.
I agree. This looks like it's going to be in the Chrysogorgia.
Yeah, I would say so. Looks like there's some amphipod tubes.
How overgrown looking it is.
Yeah, it's one of the other names for this group are the golden corals, and they're known for their golden axis or golden skeleton. And it's hard to see that because a lot of it's overgrown by either mucus or some sort of tube structure or sediment.
Okay, I'm getting that out of depth. That's not helping.
So that's about something we see with the Chrysogorgias all that much. I mean, for the most part, for whatever reason, whatever the mechanism is, they tend to, on average, be fairly clean compared to some others. And, you know, we are seeing all this buried debris down below. Clearly, there is all this sort of mucusy, cobweb-like stuff on that cliff.
You guys see that?
And I wonder how much recent heavy sedimentation there has been down the slope.
Okay. I think there's also something directly above that you guys may be interested in.
Hurricane on sedimentation down here.
Yeah. I know I was noticing there are some short tubes on that colony as well, kind of in a starburst pattern, and I think those were probably amphipod tubes. We saw something that looked like that on a sponge a little bit earlier. So I would wager those are amphipod tubes.
Probably want to see the base of that big one.
Stand by. I'm going to do a quick tilt up. I'll come back to it though.
Huge feature.
Okay.
See some other branches up there. Can we zoom on this large, very large base
We
of
sure
something?
can. Let's go ahead. Video.
I was noticing these a little bit earlier on in the dive as well. Looks like it's covered with sponges, but I'm really curious what could be making these extraordinarily thick bases. I'm guessing it's some sort of coral or sponge. Based on the branching pattern, I would say it's probably more likely coral. But whatever it is, it's extremely old. It seems to be a decent layer of iron manganese crust.
Look at
So
the right
this would
tip.
go along with the
Right
debris
tip
further
coming up.
downslope being octocoral skeleton that's
Laser's
heavily
coming off.
coated in this manganese crust. If we're going to see more of this kind of skeleton, then I would say almost assuredly that's what it is below.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting if we can see anything at that cut surface, any texture. I wonder if this is, you know, something more like a bamboo coral or more like a paragorgia or some kind of plexaurid. But I agree with you that the diameter
Nice
of
job
that
with the
base,
focus
the
there.
diameter of these branches.
Thanks,
is such
nice
that
smooth flying,
at
makes
the
it
time
easier.
this died,
It's
I
kinda
guess it was
locked
pretty
here.
old.
Yeah. It kind of reminds me of the size and branches, thickness
Let's
of
look
the
at the
corals
top
we were
of
seeing
those three
way out in the
stems.
Pacific on
Sorry, what
seamounts.
was that?
Let's look at
Yeah,
the top of the
thank you,
three
pilot.
stems.
3 stems, okay. And I think when you're
A
good
little
here,
hollow
they're good.
there.
And in the background,
the
behind
very top
this
there.
coral, I saw a different coral. Looked like a black coral.
Yes.
Yeah, there we go.
Let me line back up for a little bit better shot there. It's more stable.
It's partial.
This one is very reminiscent of a coral we
I'm going to sneak in a
had
little
been
bit so that we
seeing
can start the whole process again rolling.
a little bit
Copy.
shallower, but it could be different
I
since
just
we're
don't like getting it too
a couple
close to
thousand
this
meters
place right
deeper
now.
than we saw it last. This looks like it could be in the genus Heteropathes.
All right, let's go ahead in.
And, you know, Scott, we were just remarking about that Chrysogorgiid, and this black coral seems to have branch tips that are also covered in this kind of sediment-y texture, material.
Sorry.
Yeah, I saw that myself, Steve. This will be really interesting to see if this is kind of like a dying community. You know, maybe the current flows have changed. They're much lower. Not
So
able
those
to
coral
wash
polyps on the
sediments
upper
off
left, the
easily,
white
but,
ones,
yeah,
and the
clearly
black
there's something
stock.
going on here that's affecting the corals. There also looks like there's a stoloniferous coral upper left right now
Yeah.
on the
We see it.
edge
Yep.
black. See the individual polyps. That might actually be, why can I never remember the name of this one? It's arising from kind of like a perisarc, which is a little bit of a skeleton. You see the individual polyps
so
look
far
like
away.
they can retract into these cups,
Yep.
but they're nonetheless attached to one another by little ribbons.
I think we're good enough on this. We can pull for a Y to the
Yeah.
Okay.
large black.
And Tina
Okay.
Molitsova did agree with you that that was heteropathes, possibly the species.
Let's get lasers on it again.
Yeah, I would agree.
Lasers
That
are
was
on.
something that we have seen extensively through the Anegada Passage, down to depths of at
Stripe
least
it across
2,000
one of the
meters.
black
But
stalks.
this is a good observation of the
Video
species at depth.
Okay. Start slowly coming out while I come in. Yeah.
It's like a wispy bamboo coral just above it as well.
Yep. Can we snap zoom on that bamboo coral above?
Sure. Let's
We were looking at
start
a
back
couple of these bamboo
Nothing smooth
corals
about my
down
zoom.
deeper. There was a little
All these
outcropping of
boxes.
hard bottom.
I think I
and,
want to see this, correct?
This looks pretty
Yes.
similar. We'll get a snap zoom and see if we can distinguish some features, but this one appears to be more sparsely branching than the one that was a little bit lower. But I think I can see the nodes now.
Looks like there may have been some egg cases deposited on this closer to
Maybe
the
this will
base.
be
It looks
better.
like there
Oh,
are
yep.
golden brown structures there that seem burst open, and I believe those may be octopus, open octopus
I'm gonna
egg
come up
cases
slightly
that have
beneath
released the juveniles already.
Yeah, we can just see that coming into view now. At least one or two
Slightly up left.
of these burst egg cases. I think there's two. Yeah, looks like two. I was remarking the other day, we
Excellent.
were processing our samples from one dive. I think it was west of St. Croix in the, this was in the wall, or the south wall of the Virgin Islands Trough, where we picked up one of these cladorized sponges. It had at least two of these attached as well, the Chondrocladia
Let's go out to the tip.
genus. So these are probably
Out to tip.
cephalopod eggs, probably octopod eggs that we have seen commonly associated with corals in the past. Thanks, pilot. We can move on.
Copy that.
And what was
It's
the
time
time
for
on
wide
bottom
shot.
there?
Great view of this coral.
1850?
Yeah. Get a wide shot.
Copy that.
I remember one particular case from the Pacific where we thought we saw
Lasers
one
are
of
on.
these egg cases
off.
possibly
Off.
in the
Off
process of
first.
hatching, but we're still waiting on some
That's okay. You can
clarification
keep
on
them
that.
on.
It could have just been part of the egg sac that we had had just happened to come across at the right time.
It's another
Dave,
one.
I'm going to guess that
top
that
of your
bamboo
HD2.
coral we're looking at may be in
Oh,
the
yeah.
jade clade,
I'll
the
let
Jason
the
Isis clade.
next pilots know.
Looks remarkably similar to ones that we were seeing in Little Abaco Canyon, which is just on the northern edge of Bahamas
What a
at
feature,
about
though.
1900
Oh,
meters.
that one's coming out real far, isn't it?
You said Jason Isis clade?
It's bending to the right.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah. Okay. Excellent.
If you tilt your camera up, it'll be good to have it sort of in the darkness.
Okay. Let's head up towards this. Well, actually, there's another one.
Another one.
Yep.
All right.
Hooded Gorgia
This
Max.
little point where the rock juts out seems to be a hot
Several
spot right
of
here.
those,
This is almost directly above
mice
where
that
we saw the
ship
last
swimming
Ruta
around.
Gorgia. This colony
Look like little hummingbirds.
almost seems even bigger. I think it actually is bigger than the last one. Hopefully they just keep getting bigger and bigger as we get towards the top.
That'd be impressive.
You look pretty
Yeah,
stable.
so-
Want to go for a zoom?
We'll try and get
Yeah,
the
you can do
lasers approximately on the colony somewhere so we can get a good estimate of the size. But
You
I
want,
think
you
this
can
is also a
strike
Retagorgia,
the stem with the lasers.
possible species Magnospiralis.
That is big.
I'm looking for other associates. I can only see a few
There you
shrimps here, but normally these might have a squat lobster associated with them using the
So there's the lasers.
using
lasers
distance
clear.
off the seafloor to expand their reach
off of
into
lasers?
I'm gonna.
into the water column.
And if you want to just drift upright on it,
Sure.
we'll go with a partial zoom.
Haven't seen any squat lobsters on this particular dive yet, but hopeful. Might see some through the dive today.
There's that nice black background.
So I'm noticing
that's
just
what
these
you were
small
looking for.
shrimp species.
And just pirouette around.
Probably about half
Around
a
the
dozen
outside?
of them.
Yep.
Okay.
I want to point out too that for this expedition, this is likely going to be our deepest dive within the Caribbean basin. We're at a depth of 2,730 meters right now. And since we just got finished with lunch on the ship, the pilots are going to be doing a quick change out, so we might be holding here for a moment.
I'm going to go ahead and give my my change out speech here video.
Okay.
So
Just saw an arrested shrimp in the
feel free to
background
come
as
lighter,
well,
do what you need to, but I'll be off.
swimming pretty
Just
rapidly.
keep pirouetting as you chat, and then
Normally we
pull you
see
out.
the arrested shrimps on the flat bottom, soft sediment flat bottom, but this one had no problem swimming through the water column on this wall.
Check. Mic check.
got you. Can we go back with lasers on, please, Dan?
Lasers on. Hi, pilot.
Welcome aboard, afternoon crew.
Go pilot.
Check.
Check, check. Do you hear me?
Got you loud and clear.
Copy. You two, Nav, how do you have me?
I got you loud and clear.
Great.
Okay, so it seems that the ship's been stopped for quite a while.
Copy that.
Last navigator told me that we've been moving pretty slow. We have...
Yes, this feature looks pretty intense.
Yep. Oh wow, direct line?
Hey, watch lead, we just did a pilot change. I see we just zoomed out on something when I switched over, so I'm just going to keep moving along this feature. Then as usual, if you see anything you want views on, just let me know.
That's great, and if you could once in a while look across and up and down the ridge so we don't miss anything in the distance.
Yep, copy that.
This would be a good time for a nice side-to-side. And if you guys want to do an intro.
Might be a crinoid, something here too. I'm not sure what these are. There's a lot of mucus. Yeah.
Yeah, watch lead. Is this a good time to do introduce the new front row as well?
I think that would be acceptable, yeah, whenever you all are ready.
All right, copy that. Copilot, are you, is this a good time for intros for you?
I think so. Ship's not moving. Everything's settled out. And
Copy that.
everything looks good.
All right. Hi there, I'm Sean Kennison, sitting pilot right now. I'm from the Global Foundation for Ocean Exploration, or GFOE. We're responsible for building and bringing on board the ROVs and also all the video you see, made up of engineers and videographers. And I'll let the rest of my coworkers introduce themselves, starting to my left at Navigator.
Hello, my name is Fernando Aragon. I'm sitting as navigator.
Dan Rogers on co-pilot.
In the far right, Roland Bryan at video shading.
And in the back in the video clipping chair, I'm Emily Narrow.
And again, we're all from Global Foundation for Ocean Exploration, and we hope you enjoy the dive.
Thanks, front row and GFOE.
Okay.
Back here narrating the dive over the next few hours we have on bottom. My name is Steve Oskovich. I'm a PhD candidate at Temple University, Department of Biology. I'm a deep sea ecologist studying deep water corals and a bit about their biogeography in this region.
Hi, my name is Stacy Williams, the other science co-lead from the Institute for Socio-Ecological Research, also known as ESER, and Coastal Survey Solutions, both located in Puerto Rico. I'm a benthic ecologist that studies the marine communities throughout the Caribbean and around Puerto Rico.
Can we zoom on that rubble on the lip of that, or the top of that ridge there?
Video, you want to come partial?
I was curious if it was something more than sargassum.
No, when you were out to lunch, we saw a lot of it. Yeah.
The black manganese covered material.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's like branches or maybe old octocorals.
Yeah, we were talking about that briefly. We saw a base of something, like a stump. Could have easily have been 6 or 7 centimeters in diameter.
Oh, wow.
So it's fairly thick at the base, and then branches that were fairly thick as well.
But there's something. Is
see
that a stalk
maybe
of a sponge?
Yeah, so at like 2 o'clock pilot to the lasers, there's something sticking up
Copy that.
in this sediment drift.
Yeah, copy that. Up top. Next video. Video, you want to come partial?
I think it's still upper near the top right edge.
Oh, I was looking at the wrong thing. Copy. All right, go to that one. Is that it, Watchley?
Yes.
That's it.
Let's come back video. Give me a sec. Sorry, video. It's having a little trouble balancing here.
Looks like maybe a tube worm.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I thought it was a sponge at first, but I think it's a worm tube with a lot of hydroids on it.
Video, you can try to start to come back in.
There we go.
Yeah.
Oop, I slipped.
All right, pilot. I think that's fine. We got a good enough
copy that.
diagnosis of what it could be.
Straight up in HD2, I see like
So
3 or 4 stock
just want
corals.
to verify the bailout plan since we're on a pretty steep feature.
Yeah, so it is currently southwest.
Okay. And right now we've got pretty minimal currents, but we've got 0.2 knots going starboard to port, which would push us to the north, which is just slightly into the face of this feature. The wind's pushing from the west, so we would probably drift slightly north.
While we were
east,
briefly on the topic of
kind of
introductions,
parallel
I think
along the face of this.
I'd be remiss if I didn't mention all the
hold that
scientists
shot.
on shore who are
Propulsion.
helping us out today.
Look to the just off
Might have
screen
heard a
right.
few of them
What
pipe
was
in
that
so
last
far.
part?
To the right.
So we have
saw something?
0.2 knots
Yep.
of current moving starboard to port,
Just
which
coming
is
in the
south to
camera
north.
now.
Yep.
And we've got the 12 to 15 knots of wind coming
On the chat today, we
out
have
of the
about
east.
a dozen
So
scientists
those
joining us
combined,
all over the
we'd
world,
expect to drift
as
kinda
well as on
north,
the conference
slightly
line. You'll
northwest.
probably hear them once in a
refer to
while
the ship propulsion,
as
which is
we
parallel along this face.
explore the seafloor in this area, contributing in their areas of
Dead center
expertise.
now, under lasers.
It's just good to have that in mind.
Come partial?
All right.
A little down.
Looks like a sponge.
Yeah.
And how's our
Bottom edge.
pace for the dive track?
Oh,
It's tough to.
looks like.
Oh, there we
There's
go.
some.
Make
Yeah,
about
something else.
0.11 at the moment.
0.11?
Yep.
Okay, so we should. Well, does it flatten out near the top?
I don't think so.
So it looks like we're looking at a
It's the
bamboo
steep all
coral.
the way up.
I mean, yeah,
We were looking
maybe
at
a
something
little bit
very
Yeah,
similar
it's
to
pretty
this,
steep the whole way.
just a few meters down, and we
Oh,
suspected
I
it could
thought
be in the
broke
Jason
before.
Isis clade.
Yeah,
Okay.
just to let
Which
you know,
is,
we still have about 612
Been
meters.
observed in this area near the Bahamas,
Yeah.
at least.
I had remarked the other
might
day that
Want to go ahead and get a move in if
we had this cruise,
our
this
pace needs to
expedition
be
to the
over
Bahamas,
0.1.
basically
Right.
looking at the
might
escarpment
wanna
facing
come up-
the North Atlantic basin,
up a bit.
and then
Clear, I think.
just on the
Or,
inside
you
slope
copy
of
that.
some of
come
the
up the
islands,
slope and then we
not
can
on
move forward a
this
little
side of
bit.
the Caribbean basin. But when
Wow,
we did
Shoots,
that
are you happy with that?
expedition, at the time, I think it was there were only 4 bamboo coral species known from the
Alright,
North
Vinny, you need
Atlantic
anything
there,
else?
and we
Nope.
found,
Alright.
I believe it was 11
Copy.
or 12 different
Alright, so
morphotypes
we want to
and
make some
genotypes
altitude, is that correct?
of species they haven't
Yeah, I think
described yet.
we
But as
want
you
to
can see with this one,
make some moves,
they're
and
so
because
fragile,
our average
and
pace
they're so
seems to be
small,
over
you can understand
0.1
why
knots at this point.
without an
We're trying to
ROV
keep it a little
and
less
the
than that.
beautiful technology
Copy.
that we have to visualize these things and then very carefully sample them, it's no surprise
So
we
starting
didn't
to come
know
up
they
then,
existed
if
Maybe
before,
like a
because we
maybe
were
10
dragging
meter
these
move.
big
Let's see.
and it would either miss them because they're on
Maybe
really
like a
steep
0.
slopes and under overhang, or be destroyed during the collection. So once again, we see
070.
the value
We could
of
cut
the,
it too,
the
if it's
technology that we're
to
using
save
now
time
to be able to
and
show
travel at a slight
think
angle
that
if we need
there's a
to.
much
I
richer
think we're pretty
biodiversity
much
down there
going
than we
straight toward waypoint 2
previously
at this point.
understood.
It's just upslope. That looks pretty good.
That's absolutely right. Yeah, and
Why do we do
you know, a
10
lot of the
meters,
work that was done in this
075? Is that work for
area
you, Sean?
to study the
Sounds good.
biodiversity in the deep sea
Alright.
in the
10 meters
late
is on
19th century and
And then
mid 20th
once we
century
get moving,
and
large
early
domain's about a
20th century
5-minute
for
delay.
that matter, utilized these
Yeah,
big, heavy,
okay.
clunky dredges
Bridge, this
and
now.
nets possibly to tow over the seafloor, and nonetheless, or needless to say that towing up a hill like this would be either impossible and probably foul your gear. So these types of features are not well known, or the biology from them at least. So this is amazing to get this in situ footage, looking at what these corals look like before they have been
that
mangled
moves in
by
at
a net,
1612, so
and as
expect
well
Sirius to start moving about
potentially
16,
getting a sample
17.
and knowing
Copy
what
that.
exactly what it looks like on the seafloor. A couple of switchbacks. We got a mountain climbing
Yeah.
something or other here. No evidence of it. Switchbacks in the sediment. Looks similar to a holothurian or an echinoid. You don't see what it is. It seems to have disappeared. Yeah, this debris is very intriguing to me. You know, we don't see any of these large live colonies of something yet, whatever it is. I'm guessing it's coralline in nature. But to be manganese
Did you
coated
already
like
give
that, it
us
must
a
be very old.
side-to-side view?
Yeah, I looked west and then I just looked east.
Really lighten it up very well for Sirius's view.
At your convenience, pilot, can we look down the wall, maybe either to the left?
To the left down?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Can
I
we
can
can
do
we
that.
look like down the wall, or like along the wall to see what's in the distance?
Do you mean down, or just like along it?
Along? Yeah.
Yeah.
Stay where we are and
Copy.
look just the distance. Gives us some perspective of
Yes, that's we were
how
just
far
kind of
some
by
of this
that
biology is sticking off. Yeah.
Cover bridge,
reference.
move complete.
And